Nick Cannon is eating bugs, and Nicole Scherzinger got bangs. Hey guys, welcome back to another week of Unmasking the Masked Singer. I'm Charlie Oki.
And I'm Deidre Behar. What the heck is this show turning into?
Fear Factor? I mean...
Or maybe a makeover show. Nicole rocking those bangs, so fierce. Of course, welcome back to Unmasking the Masked Singer. We're still at home in quarantine, but we are ready to dive right in and talk about the Battle of the Sixes.
That is right. Tonight, sadly, the astronaut did not land on the moon, but instead in the eliminated contestant spot. Take a look.
Take it up! Country superstar Hunter Hayes!
It's been an unbelievable experience. This time in my life is a great chance for me to sort of hit a reset button and to try a bunch of things that I was scared of, and this show is full of those.
Aw, Hunter Hayes. Charlie, are you a country fan? A country music fan?
Not a huge country person. I don't think you are either, but we
I'm
have
not.
been guessing him since day one.
Yes, I will, lightly pat ourselves on the back for that. I'm not a huge country fan, but I'll tell you what, I am a huge Hunter Hayes fan. And I really loved the broad diversity that he showed off in this competition, doing songs of so many different genres. And I applaud him. He said that he kind of reached a point in his career where he needed to push reset, take a second, figure out what he wants to do moving forward, and where better to sort of regroup than the Masked Singer. Did you like watching him?
I loved watching him, and I think it was great tonight. He said after the helmet came off, his astronaut helmet, that he got to do a lot of things on this show he wouldn't normally do. He's not someone who normally dances doing country music.
Right.
And on top of that, he got to vocally challenge himself a bit and do some pop songs like One Direction tonight that he normally wouldn't perform.
Right. Oh my God, the pop deliciousness was so good. And before we move on, I just want to call out, they did these really fun, literally delicious clues tonight called the Masked Munchie Clue. So everybody brought out a food item, and the astronaut brought out this cake of different colors. I wasn't familiar with it. I've never been to Mardi Gras in my life, or I've never even been to Louisiana, but Hunter is from Louisiana. He's a huge fan of this king cake, and he actually ate it on the Ellen Show in 2014. Have you ever had king cake?
I have not, but I think this calls for a trip to Louisiana.
Oh, wow. I was going to say it calls for us eating king cake on camera, but I'll go to Louisiana. That sounds way better.
Well,
Miss Patty last season, king cake this one.
Exactly. Jumping right into it, we have 5 more performers to talk about. First up, the Kitty, who showed us tonight that under pressure, she emerges as a diamond.
Diamonds are a girl's best friend. Amazing voice.
Well, I think after tonight, we're changing the song to Diamonds Are a Kitty's Best Friend.
Yes, they are. She's been so regal and bedazzled throughout this whole competition. And of course, we still think the Kitty is Jackie Evancho, the opera singer, the young talent with the huge voice. The clue package tonight was full of new and fun things to decode. The first thing that grabbed my attention was actually a clue we've seen before. It was that Little Red Riding Hood costume. Now, Jackie has actually played Little Red Riding Hood before. She was cast in the title role in her school's musical version. So it's a role she's familiar with. I know we threw out Lucy Hale a few weeks back, but no, for sure Jackie Evancho. What did you think?
We also saw a silver apple in a mirror. Jackie actually does have an album called Songs from the Silver Screen, kind of showing her love for classic movies and songs that come from those films. Not necessarily a screen we saw that apple in, but we saw a lot of silver in that moment. So I'm sticking with Songs from a Silver Apple.
Yeah, well, and a mirror is sort of a screen. She's looking at an image projected in there. So yeah. Don't come for us in the comments if you think that's a stretch.
It's there, I swear. Also, we saw the Clapping Monkey music box, which if you're a huge Broadway fan like me, you know that is a nod to a prop and one of the huge storyline points in Phantom of the Opera. And Phantom of the Opera is what Jackie says actually inspired her to start singing.
Wow. Well, your Broadway knowledge is just coming in clutch left and right this season.
And speaking of opera, we had Gordon Ramsay, celebrity chef extraordinaire, up there tonight, and we saw them take out their munchie clues, and he actually decoded what the cake for the kitty was. He says it's classically referred to as an opera cake.
How fitting for Miss Jackie Evancho.
It is. And moving on to our next performer, we have the Rhino, who certainly charged at us with another great performance. Check it out.
Is your hand in my hand? Baby, I could die a happy man.
It's our guy, Barry, Zito, Ziti, Tortellini, all of the above.
Rigatoni, yes.
Overall, a great performer, I can say that.
Yeah, no, he flexes those vocals every single week. Former MLB player turned really brilliant musician who delivers every single week. What did you take away from the clue package?
Well, one of the first things we saw in the clue package was the Rhino in a Zen space in the mountains doing some yoga. With a quick search, you can actually find out that Barry Zito is a huge practicer and believer in staying Zen through yoga and meditation. It's actually been reported and seen by plenty of people in the stands that Barry Zito, while playing in the MLB, used to do yoga all the time in the outfield, which is so funny and goes to show that he had to get Zen before those big games.
High stakes baseball calls for lots of practice of meditation.
Yes, it does.
My big takeaway from the Rhinos clue package was the colorful guitar picks. So if you know Barry Zito, you know he's an amazing guitar player. He actually picked up the guitar in 1999 as a way to kind of pass time on these long road trips in between games.
And quickly, we will mention the food clue we saw there. It could possibly be a clue referencing Barry Ziti. Maybe we saw spaghetti and meatballs. Deidre, am I trying for this one too hard?
Absolutely not. Isn't he Italian?
He is, and he was inducted into the National Italian Sports Hall of Fame, National Italian American Sports Hall of Fame in 2017.
Well deserved, and I hope that this Italian food is a nod to our boy, Barry Zito, aka Barry Tortellini.
Well, the frog gave us both hip and hop tonight. Take a look.
Hands down, my favorite performance of the evening. We think that this is Bow Wow, the rapper that we have known and loved for decades. What did you think of this performance?
Listen, I think the frog is doing whatever it takes to make it far in this competition.
Yeah, he's overcompensating because he's not someone who's known as a vocalist. I thought this was a brilliant song choice because the Imagine Dragons original version, it's basically rapping, but it's got those big bass sounds and it's more rock, and it gave us a chance to see him doing something different, but it was still very much in his wheelhouse. I digress, I'm obsessed with the frog. Let's get into his clue package. We saw a basketball, so we know he was obviously in the movie Like Mike, and then Michael Jordan, famously number 23, but the jersey was flipped backwards, so it's really like a 32. And at the time when this was filmed, Bow Wow would have been 32 years old. He recently turned 33 in March.
That makes a lot of sense to me.
Sure think so, right? The other moment of numerology was the number 13 on a white notepad. The number 13 is significant because that's how old he was when he released his first album, Beware of Dog, in the year 2000.
Wow, I was not releasing albums when I was 13 like that.
I was doing very unimpressive things when I was 13.
Also, another thing we saw a Twinkie in the clue package. He actually played a character named Twinkie in the 2006 movie, The Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift, which a lot of you actually pointed out last week. We saw a Japanese flag. I connected it to the band Bow Wow, which is big in Asia apparently, but it also has to do with Tokyo Drift. And just pointing out a quick nod to the masked munchie clue, we saw catfish on a plate. I obviously thought, does this have to do with where he's from? Is it a signature dish? It actually has to do with the MTV Dating Gone Wrong show situation Catfish, because Bow Wow was the subject of an episode when a woman thought she was dating Bow Wow who was not Bow Wow, and then he later addressed it.
My God, that poor woman.
Could you imagine thinking you're dating Bow Wow?
No, and I hope she's watching The Masked Singer and puts this all together and it comes full circle.
Exactly. Moving on to my favorite contestant, the Night Angel gave us a performance tonight as smooth as velvet. Take a look.
More ridiculously incredible vocals from the Night Angel. You guys, come on, Candy Burris. It takes real talent and real chops to sing a song like Black Velvet, and she did it so much justice tonight. Night Angel's your favorite. Are you okay? Are you in one piece?
love tonight. I'm just overwhelmed every week. It's a great song choice, it's a great performance, and it's a great clue package tonight because we found out some new things about Candy, who we are assuming is under that mask. So we saw a lot of phones. They were hanging from the ceilings. They showed us dialing numbers on the screen. It was almost like an infomercial.
So good.
Well, the rotary phone, it doesn't actually have to do with the phone itself, but it has to do with the phone being off the hook, which was the album title of her girl group Escape's second album.
And I mean, speaking of Escape and that era of music, in the infomercial in the clue package, it said the Angel hotline, you must be 2,000 years old or older to call. Of course, 2000, the explosion of pop and R&B and that whole wave of music, which Candy was such a huge part of. We also saw that it costs $2.85 a minute if you'd like to call the hotline. Of course, I-285 is the interstate highway in Atlanta, Georgia, where Candy lives. So tell me that that's not compelling evidence.
Also, tried calling. Candy does not pick up, just so you know.
We'll have to take it up with her once she's unveiled.
That's correct. And what did you think about the masked munchie clue? You actually pointed out a great reason.
Okay, so we saw bugs, and my first reaction is, ugh, disgusting. You can't, Deidre Behar is not going on Fear Factor anytime soon, ladies and gentlemen. Nick Cannon was very brave, and I was like, you know, eating bugs, does Candy like bugs? You guys, it's not that difficult. She co-wrote the song Bugaboo by Destiny's Child back in that delicious 2000s era of music. I don't think she actually eats bugs, guys.
You said delicious and bug. I just can't get over it. Those don't go.
Yeah, they don't belong in the same sentence. I'm sorry.
Well, our final performer of the night should certainly be celebrating for securing a spot in the top 5. Take a look.
Let's go.
Deidre, I know you love the turtle, I love the turtle, the fans love the turtle. We are sticking with Jesse McCartney as our guest. What did you think of the song choice?
Another week, another phenomenal performance by the turtle. I mean, he and the frog and the night angel, in my opinion, are the ones to beat. He shows that he can do so many different styles of music, but more importantly, he's always performing impeccably, commanding the stage and capturing everyone's attention. Let's get to the clue package. What did you think?
I mean, it was pretty literal right from the start. We saw them almost on like a giant checkers chessboard. Don't dig too deep because Jesse McCartney, who we are sticking with as our guest, literally has a song called Checkmate. So
there you go. And at the end of that lovely chess match, we saw the turtle snatch the Masked Singer trophy, and in place, he put a stuffed ram. We know that Jesse McCartney has actually performed at Angelo State Stadium's Ram Jam. So I don't know, is that a stretch too much? I thought maybe he had a pet ram, but that's probably a lot less likely.
A little less likely. I'm gonna go with the concert performance there. What did you find out from the masked munchie of the turtle?
So this was the most bizarre, in my opinion. We saw a colorful medley of chips with an apple salsa, which I agree with Gordon Ramsay, that's just disgusting.
Gordon Ramsay was not having it with that apple
Appalled.
salsa.
Appalled by it. So a couple of things. The apple salsa, well, we know Jesse's from New York, the Big Apple, and then he specifically noted that it was a colorful medley of chips. Well, Jesse's album from 2014 is actually called In Technicolor. Lots of bright imagery for all of that stuff. So I don't know, I feel like it's pointing to Jesse, guys.
Apple salsa, maybe no, but Jesse, it's a yes.
All right, guys, that does it for us. Another episode of Unmasking the Masked Singer, but the good news does not end here. Charlie and I are so excited. We're going to be speaking with the astronaut, aka Hunter Hayes. We're going to get to the bottom of all things behind the scenes, secrets about the costume, about his performance, and what's next. I want to know what he's going to do with this new reset in his career. So I'm very excited about that. Check ETonline.com.
And next week, we'll be back to talk all about the Fab Five, our favorite 5 making it to the top 5 for next week. I feel like we have been covering the show for what feels like eternity, and we are getting down to the end. We have the frog, the rhino, the night angel, the kitty, and the turtle all battling it out for that golden masked trophy. And of course, send us your guesses. Let us know who you think is going to take home that trophy, and we will be here to talk about it next week.
Bye.
Bye, guys.